Over the past few weeks, market sentiment has been shaping in anticipation of the outcome of the US presidential election. Today, it has finally happened. At the moment, investors are closely watching the updates on the final results of the election. Nevertheless, apart from the presidential race, there are several other important events that may affect the forex market. Find out more about these market-driven events in our video calendar on InstaForex TV channel. The European Central Bank announced its intention to make a shift in its monetary policy in December due to the alarming epidemiological situation. The rapid spread of the coronavirus forced the governments of most European countries to reimpose quarantine measures, which are sure to have an adverse impact on the economy, which is struggling with the consequences of the first lockdown. Therefore, investors are expecting the possible changes in the ECB's rhetoric. The meeting of the Bank of England will be held on Thursday. The benchmark rate is highly likely to remain unchanged at 0.10%. Market participants are also anticipating the comments of the Bank of England's officials. After the announcement of the results of the Bank of England meeting, Andrew Bailey is going to make a speech. The regulator may well shift to the dovish rhetoric and downgrade the forecast on the economic growth due to the reintroduction of the quarantine measures in the country. If so, it will surely be a bearish factor for the pound sterling. In the evening, the US Federal Reserve will announce its decision on the key rate. During the last meeting, the regulator voiced concerns about market uncertainty and uneven economic recovery. As a result, the Fed decided to keep the interest rate at the current level until at least 2023. If the central bank decides to stick to this decision, it will trigger the sell-off of the US dollar. Speculators are sure to take notice of the information provided during the Fed's press conference. The regulator is expected to call for the elected president to adopt a new stimulus package, as Democrats and Republicans have failed to strike the stimulus deal before the election. On Friday, the US Labor Department will publish the highly anticipated non-farm payrolls report. In October, the number of people employed in the non-agricultural sector is projected to slow down to 600,000, which is quite logical. Gradually, the reading will ease to 230,000 per month. In anticipation of Friday's jobs data, let's recall how market sentiment changed after the non-farm payrolls data released in September. Last time, the figure turned out to be worse than forecast, which caused a decline in the US index. It's quite possible that this time the reading will again fall short of the forecast, which means that the greenback may end this week in the red. In addition to the above-mentioned events, traders will also pay attention to the following reports. On Thursday, November 5th, the European Commission will unveil its economic forecasts, while the United States will provide the data on initial and continuing jobless claims. Friday's session will kick off with the announcement of the Reserve Bank of Australia's decision on the key rate. Germany will release its industrial production report, and Canada will publish data on its labor market. You were watching Forex Trader Calendar on InstaForex TV channel. We wish you profitable deals with InstaForex.